Hey guys, Kyle here from Kickstart Automation. So today, this is the first part of the case study. And what I am presenting today is the setup. And in the second part, in the future, at the end of July, we're going to be looking over the results. So what I've done is inside of my Infusionsoft app or CRM, I have a list of contacts, either both customers and prospects from the past that have expressed interest in getting future follow-ups on education that I have to send out to them. So what I've done is I've just broadcasted out an email to this segment that I segmented inside of Infusionsoft. So on Monday morning, they're going to see an invitation in their inbox to see if they want to sign up for a webinar. I got two different dates, July 21st and July 22nd. This webinar, just for your information, is a strategy call that is focusing on how only these women entrepreneurs deployed 3 lifecycle marketing techniques to change and grow their business. So that's why they're attending the webinar. How I've set up the campaign here that you're looking at in front of you is, depending in that email that I sent out, broadcast I have queued up to go Monday morning, there's going to be 2 links, and of those 2 links are being tagged. So once they click on either link in that email that they're going to get, one of the links is just going to have a thank you page, and it's going to tag that contact from my list and then enter them, and they're going to start on this goal right here. As you can see, it's all zeros because the campaign hasn't officially started. When they do click on that link, that hyperlink, and I'm not going to show you the email, but just take my word that I'm sending out a big broadcast email, and there's 2 links to do different dates, and when they click on one, they get tagged, and that's how they come inside of Infusionsoft. If you haven't seen Infusionsoft's campaign builder yet, this is where you build all the automation and put all that cool stuff and all that special juice to make campaigns work correctly. So what happens, just looking at just this top row here, is that this is if people select July 21st to attend the webinar. So they're going to be tagged here and they're going to move to the right. Think of it as a swim lane. They then come into this sequence, and this is a sequence called reminders. So this is the dates that will follow up with them and remind them about the webinar, plus send material to them before the webinar so that they get some education a little bit before the call, so that if they have some questions that they can ask at the end of the webinar. The goal of the webinar is for them to sign up for a meeting, a one-on-one meeting with me, the consultation, to see what of lifecycle marketing they took from, curious on how they can apply it to their business. So on the webinar, I'll be giving out a meeting link that will have them to sign up for the meeting. If they do sign up for the meeting, they get tagged and they move to the right, and it starts, and they come into my pipeline and so forth. It's a new opportunity. If they don't sign up for the webinar and they did register and they were in this sequence, they'll then come here down to the right, and I'm just creating a note for right now that they registered for the webinar, but they didn't request a meeting. So they come down here. I have them probably tagged. Let's just take a look here. Yeah, I do have them tagged so that those people I can follow up with some communication later. The row down here on the bottom row here is exactly the same strategy. It's just for a different day. I deliberately list strategy as I thought of people are busy, and either day is probably better for them, and I have them set up in 2 different times. So that was just kind of like a strategy on my own end. But what I wanted to show you was, if you don't have GoToWebinar, or you're just wanting to use JoinedUpMe or anything like that, that still will work. It's better if you do use GoToWebinar, because if you had the webinar, you would then be able to use their API. And if this was the tag that they attended the webinar, I'm just kind of giving you some options here, how we'd structurally we would differentiate, change this bit if we had GoToWebinar, because these interlink through an API. So you could go attended or did not attend. So this would be a tag goal as well. So what we do is we change the names of these, of course, but for the people that did attend the webinar afterwards, the webinar is happening in the middle of this. If the webinar happened and they attended and they logged into GoToWebinar with Infusionsoft will tag those that attended and put them into here. People that did not attend, so they registered for the event beforehand, but they just never logged into GoToWebinar to watch it, we would tag them differently and they did not attend. In this scenario, we're not using GoToWebinar. We're just using, I'm just going to revert changes here. So there we go, go back to a straight one. So what I'm using in this campaign, in this scenario, is I'm just using simply, what is it, join.me for this. For other when I have larger campaigns to 3,000 to 5,000 people attending, I usually use GoToWebinar. For this one here, it's got 500 to 600. This will do just fine, and go from there. So this is the first installment. I'm just showing you how the setup is, kind of the variables at play in this campaign. And in the second part of the case study that will be coming out later this month is we're going to be reviewing the performance. Right here, this is the performance where people came in, how many meetings I got booked, new opportunities, or people that signed up for the event but they didn't need a meeting, sent down here. So I have 2 different touch points after the webinar. Okay, so we're going to be looking over that in the second part of the month, and I'll be tweeting that out as well. So if this is your first time listening to my sexy voice, hopefully we have a chance to talk later. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.